What's up, y'all? Welcome to Ask the Mods.
Where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my wife, y'all.
So this is probably about our sixth video we've recorded in a row.
Yeah.
And so we're getting on each other's nerves a tad bit. So that's why he doesn't have any description for me. Mm-hmm. So I'll just say this is my wonderful husband. I will model for him what he should be reflecting to me. Mm. You are wonderful, sweetheart.
Okay, baby.
Even when you get on my nerves.
Okay, baby.
Okay? All right, baby. All right, y'all. We want to bring this message to you today because it is important, because it is necessary, because most of the folks that we work with, including ourselves, need to get this. Every day we need to remind ourselves of this. You must own what you do. You must own what part you play in the drama that is in your life. Whatever misery is in your life, whether it's in your relationship or on a job or wherever, you got to own that thing. But for today, we're going to talk about the relationship. Most of the time, I want to say 99.999% of the time, when we're dealing with couples and they come with the issues, they got it down, don't they, boo? Mm-hmm. They letting us know everything that she did and didn't do, everything he's doing wrong and everything that he's doing wrong, right? They got it. They got it down to a T. But there have been few and far between folks who have come and said, and at the same time, I must say that these are my issues, and this is where I struggle, and this is the part that I play. And I can't tell you how much, for me personally in my relationship, how much a difference I've seen in the relationship that I'm able to have with my husband when I shift. I ain't there all the time. Nobody's there all the time. But when I intentionally shift the paradigm that I'm operating in, and I actually take a minute to sit down and think about what it is that I'm upset about, what it is that I'm having an issue with, and figure out what can I do? What can I do to change the energy in the house? What can I do to change the energy within me? You know, what can I do to better the situation?
Yeah.
Right? When I do that, it's like a little ding in the atmosphere, and the ripples just stretch all out and they wash all over my husband, and then he just takes that and washes it right back over me, because it's a reciprocal kind of an effect.
Yeah,
would you agree with
this? I do agree. And one of the things that I shared with a couple that we were recently coaching is that, you know, both of you all, if you're in a relationship, both of you all play a role in the success and failure of your relationship. And so, like my wife mentioned a moment ago, you know, we always want to pat ourselves on the back and acknowledge how we're contributing to the success of the relationship.
Right.
You know, how we're doing, you know, such wonderful things, and how the role that we play is the one that's the most beneficial in the relationship. But the reality is that, you know, just as you take acknowledgement, and just as you take the pat on the back for the success and the positive things that you do in a relationship, please acknowledge and know that you also are contributing to the failure of your relationship as well. There's some small things and maybe even some big things that you're doing that are having a negative impact on the relationship. So I think it's for the betterment of the relationship when you're able to acknowledge your faults, your failures, your coming up short. And in doing so, what that does is it makes, you know, your partner feel as though, wow, you know, you're not always walking or floating around in the air. You know, you got some issues, and if you're willing to acknowledge those things, then
maybe y'all acknowledge some too.
Exactly. You know, it levels the playing field. So, you know, it makes the relationship one where, you know, it's more of a safe space for each one of you all. You all feel comfortable with each other. You all, you know, can actually, you know, continue to develop the relationship from an understanding that we both got work that we need to do in order for the relationship to go to the next level.
When we're first working with couples, what we first do is we have them tell us what it is that they're not doing. That's one of the first things that we do. Not the very first, but it's one of the first things that we do. So that the person who's going, both of them are usually going on about the other, it's very uncomfortable for them because they want to get some validation, right? But did you hear what I said he did? But we're not going to focus on that. I talk to the sister and I say, what is it that you could be doing differently? How are you contributing to this? And so in your persecution, you feeling all, just penalized and, you feel justified that you are right. Even in that, we want you to get this. Don't miss this. There is something that you are contributing to the atmosphere that is messing the situation up, right? There is something that you are doing that is not right. Mm-hmm. So you have to take ownership and get this. When you focus on yourself, when you focus on yourself, not your husband, not your wife, but when you focus on yourself, that in and of itself dramatically changes the dynamic that is playing out in your relationship. Because now, the other person, your spouse, don't have to be on defense. I don't have to protect myself. I don't have to worry about the attack you're getting ready to take on me. Because you ain't coming at me. You're actually focusing on bettering yourself. So now I have space to think. Now I have space to maybe open up. Now I might be even inspired and motivated by what you're modeling for me. It changes the trajectory. It changes the dynamic. So if you continue to point the finger, if you continue to say what he or she is or isn't doing, and that's not working, you might want to switch it up. Look at yourself. Even if you are persecuted in this thing, and you know that person is wrong, and you might want to say, what can I do differently to help my relationship? Take ownership. Take ownership. Take ownership. And of course, in order to do that, you got to do what?
Stop playing and start pushing.